time for redemption, right? Look at that. Look at it.
It's huge.
It's huge. Whoa! Gotta ease into the throttle.
Down in it. A lot more.
I don't know what it is with B-58s in me. They say wisdom comes with age. I'm not sure what age that actually hits, so here we go again. Every pilot has that one model. You know the one. The build that was supposed to be everything. The one you poured months or maybe even years into. The one that was going to be the crown jewel of the hangar. And then it wasn't. And now, whenever you see one at the field, in a video, in a photo somewhere on the internet, something happens in your brain that you just cannot control. For me, that model is the B-58 Hustler.
That's the way it goes sometimes.
8 months of work, gone in about 3 minutes. And I'm totally fine about it, completely fine. It was years ago, I've moved on. I've absolutely moved on. I'm totally and completely fine about it. Even now, 2 or 3 years later, I'll be going about my day, completely fine, totally over it. And so do you know what I say every single time that happens? Stupid B-58. So yeah, you might say there's still a little unfinished business there. The reality is I'm probably still gonna be saying it until I'm 80. The only thing that fixes that is building one that actually works, which obviously hasn't been done yet. So until then, stupid B-58. So John is one of my closest friends in this hobby. He helped design the CenturyJet models F-106 we've been building on the channel. He shows up to my shop, he gives up his weekends, he is genuinely one of the good ones. He is also exactly what you just saw. John's son bought him a 3D printed B-58 Hustler a while back, built by the designer himself, Mike Vaughn. John flew it, loved it, and made it his mission to get me to fly it. And then showed up with it at the EDF Jet Jam, one of the largest gatherings of EDF jets out there, wearing basically the same color scheme as my old one. Which means the moment I saw it,
Round 2, fight.
yeah. Now, John knew exactly what he was doing. He flew it, he knew it was good, and he had one mission, get me on the transmitter. And look, it wasn't just John. Every single buddy I had there that day was in on it, all of them. Just standing there, pointing at the airplane, pointing at me, trying to get me on the sticks. I want to be very clear that I had absolutely no say in this whatsoever. You might say they bullied me into it, but I did also say yes. Now, John did warn me, the engine nacelles hang low under the wing and the main gear sits further forward than scale. So the moment you punch the throttle, the nose wants to come up immediately, before the wing has flying speed, before you're even ready. He said hold some down elevator and ease the throttle in gradually. I heard him, I understood him. I had some down elevator in. What he didn't tell me is that I needed full down elevator and to barely breathe on the throttle as I powered up. Look, in my defense, those are not the same thing, and I certainly know that now, and the crowd was very clear about that
Whoa!
too.
Gotta ease into the throttle.
I had down in it. A lot more. Now kick it in the butt. There we go.
Yeah! Woo!
That was funny.
Ain't it backwards?
I had to hold full down elevator as it was rolling.
Comforting words immediately after takeoff, obviously. Once it was on the wing, it was fine. It was totally fine. I was fine. The roll control was a little soft, just enough that I was making constant small corrections the entire flight to keep the wings level, the whole time.
You did it! You did it. I'm a real boy.
Wow. Glad I wasn't the one that had to say it. It's a good thing he likes you.
The only one that can get away with it, right?
Yep.
Oh, it does look good. Like, look at her.
Like, you're only at barely above half throttle, so she's got a bit more.
He's getting a feel for it right now. Here it comes.
Oh yeah, bring her in. It sounds good.
Yeah, it's really quiet. It's pretty amazing. Quieter than mine was.
Quietly, nobody knew. From the outside, I looked completely in control. From the inside, I was just working, continuously working the whole flight. But it was fine. I was fine. Everything was fine. The B-58 was in the air. It looked incredible. And for a few minutes out there, I almost forgot about the whole stupid B-58 thing. Almost.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Just like a B-58 does.
Yeah. I wish Brian was here. We need the rest of the Motley Crew there.
All right, let's, I know we got time, but I'll set up for gear pass and landing. I'll do this pass, come around and do the gear pass.
Mach 2 right there.
I mean, to tell you.
Funny, I saw the pitch change with the gear.
Yeah. Well, they all go. Well, do they? Yeah, they all go aft.
Yeah.
Except the nose. The nose goes forward, right?
No, on this one it goes aft. Don't hit the red trail. You got it down. It's okay.
Oh man. That grass has been getting me all weekend. Oh my gosh, and this runway is so wide. How do I suck so bad?
Amateur hour.
Now the approach was actually okay. I mean, it was fine. It was a perfectly reasonable approach, albeit off-center to the runway. And then, grass. Again. On a runway that I cannot stress enough is absolutely enormous. I genuinely don't know how I do it. Why do I suck so bad? And look, was it the soft roll control making the final approach harder than it needed to be? Probably. Was it the B-58 specifically waiting until the last possible second to remind me who's in charge? Almost certainly. But honestly, why wouldn't it have finished any other way? This is just what the B-58 and I are to each other. Stupid B-58. And look, it was a good day. It really was. The B-58 flew, it survived, everybody laughed. John's model is still in one piece. The B-58 and I still have unfinished business though. That's just the reality. 2 to 3 years later and I'm still out here, still muttering to myself, and will be until I can do something about it. The only thing that fixes it is building one that actually works. A proper build, done right, all the way to the finish line. That day is coming, maybe. B-58s aren't a cheap date, and my luck at the lottery hasn't been so great, although I think you might have to actually play the lottery to win it. So, until then, stupid B-58. If this got you thinking about building your own and you want to know how to make it look like the real thing, the book bundle at artofscalemodeling.com is where to start. 2 books, the complete finishing system, link in the description. And if you want to follow along behind the scenes on everything coming up on this channel, the builds, the techniques, the stuff that doesn't make it on the main channel, that's what the YouTube members community is for. Link below. Until then, I'll see you at the field.